Alrighty. Hello! Hello. Oh, I have an ad break starting in 40 seconds. Oh no, hold on. Things are not. Oh gosh. You're gonna see my settings for a second, I think. But this mouth tracking is not great. La 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 la. Ma 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 ma. Let me raise that sensitivity a little bit. Ba 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 ba. Perfect. Yeah, this model is still very broken. I apologize for that. But where did it go? Where did I go? No, my baby. I'm good. Everything looks good. Everything looks good. Every time I touch something, I must recalibrate. One moment. I apologize. I look so silly. Okay. I'm filibustering for time because I don't know if an ad is started yet. I don't know if people are coming in. I'm not very good at the stream stuff yet. But yeah, impromptu Wednesday stream. Normally I only stream on Saturdays. Occasional Sunday to make up for Saturday I miss. What else? It's also going to be my first art live stream in a while. So I've got... Oh, there's the ad break. 1.5 minutes. That's crazy. Well, more money for me, I suppose. Dismiss that. Yeah, no, of course it's just bots. It's just bots watching me for now. What was I going to say? Yeah, it's gonna be the first art live stream I've done in a minute. I have a couple of things I can work on, just very briefly, just to get things kind of going. Oh, excuse me. And yeah, I'm just gonna see how this goes. Because I want to incorporate more days into my stream schedule. But working a full-time job, I don't always have the energy after work to just like even play a video game, let alone set up an entire live stream and like want to talk to people. So I'm hoping this kind of encourages me to be a little bit more consistent. It just means more content for me to... Hello! If you hear... Oh. Okay. Sorry, my tracking is not going to be the best. Mama! If you hear scraping and scuffling in the background, that is my cats running around. The little one is becoming more rambunctious by the day, so we're giving her more free rein. Stop climbing on my books! Don't climb on my books. God, I wish this was webcam, because she's so freaking cute. But I need my webcam for tracking. Ah! 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 She's attacking me. I'm being attacked by a small cat. Ow! Her teeth are sharp, and her will is strong. Ah! Okay. If you're going to be a beast, I'm going to put you down. On the floor you go. Alright. Go bother your brother. But yeah, incorporating more days into my schedule, just provides me the opportunity to edit more content, provides you guys the opportunity to like come in and like say hi more often. Yeah. But yeah, that sort of stuff. Because I've been so motivated about the content creation recently, that I want to keep going with it. I want to expand it. And I'm really hoping I can like build something out of it. Like the dream eventually is to start working on like my own personal projects as far as like animations and comics and stuff like that. So that would be fun, I think, to work on stream. What else? Hey, don't eat his food! Sorry, give me a moment. Give me a moment. Oh, where are you? Oh, I'm tiny. Oh, I need to get to work on this like bigger version of this model. So maybe that's one of the projects I'll work on today. Because I've got my Clip Studio paint open. The last time I used it was to paint this really cool like Tampa skyline sunset. So now I'm just gonna draw whatever. I'm hoping some people will show up in chat today, just so one, I have some people to talk to, but also if anyone has any like requests for a drawing or something, I can like sketch something out real quick and cute, or just like add to whatever drawing I'm actively working on. So we're gonna do this for about 1 to 2 hours, and yeah, we'll just see where it goes. So without further ado, let's go to the live screen. Yes, you can see my beautiful setup here. The mouth is still not sensitive enough to my liking. I'm just going to bump that back up to 50%. I don't care if it looks like I'm gaping my mouth open every time I smile. I don't care. I don't care. I just want it to be able to open. Okay, I think that's good. Ba 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 ba. Ma 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 ma. Oh, I guess I can take this opportunity to kind of show off the model, like the full chibi model, and what the bigger one will be based off of. Oops, 2 models. Or no, it would be the Photoshop file, which I believe I can open with Clip Studio. There she is! There I am! Guys, it's me! So this is like, that's what this model is supposed to be in her, like, her full glory. And maybe eventually, I'll figure out how to rig her properly. But, what I want to do... Oh, excuse me, and I have to airdrop it from my iPad real quick, so give me a moment. But what I want to do is a more, like, detailed, kind of more semi-realistic version of this model. So I call this my chibi model. I want to do, like, a regular version. So... I'm gonna grab this sketch real quick that's on my iPad. And we're going to share it. Going to airdrop it. I'll airdrop it as a PSD. Airdrop it to the MacBook. Technology is great. Technology is amazing. Excuse me? I didn't want to open Photoshop. No! No! Hey, those are my books! Get off my books. Get your butt off my bookshelf. Get off my bookshelf. Just because you're small enough doesn't mean you need to be there. Okay, that is not what I wanted. Okay, I'm gonna close that. Mum. It'll be in the downloads folder. I'm trying to like open it from a place where it's not letting me, so. Open with Clip Studio Paint. There it is. Look at her. Look at me. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. All right. So. Oh, okay. I actually didn't even realize. Oh, hello? Hold on a moment. Things are not thinging. Oh. No, that doesn't make sense. Why are things not thinging? My pen is not working. And now my V2 model is not working. What's happening? I don't understand. Where's my camera? Hello? Yeah. I don't understand. Is something else using my camera? Ah! What is it doing? Come on. Jump up. Good girl. Okay. It would not be a stream of mine if something didn't go horribly wrong. That's fine. It's fine. I'm not mad. Why are you wet? Why are you wet? Why are you wet? Is that just water? Why are you wet? I think it's just water. What are you doing? What are you doing, small cat? Ow! My arm. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. Oh, ignore the toes, by the way. Oh, I just realized how bad that looks. Yeah, okay. Ow. 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 So, okay, I will say, the reason why this model of mine that I'm currently using is broken is I believe I accidentally deleted the Z-axis pivot point thing that it needs to be able to like tilt your head from like left to right. I can like turn my head, that's the X and Y axes, but I can't tilt from one side to the other. So, having said that, the goal for this more like sophisticated model, we'll call it, is to one, not delete that axis point because it's a little important for motion's sake, but then also it'll teach me how to kind of like redo this current model so that yeah, it's just it's fixed and I can add all the extra like bits and bobs, and maybe improve the art style, because my method for this model, if I'll just go back to the talk scene for now, my method for this model was to use vector art, meaning hey, meaning the pixel quality doesn't degrade depending on how you resize it, because with like PNGs and JPEGs, if you take a really small image and try to stretch it out, it gets super pixelated, and like the same thing kind of happens in reverse if you take a really big image and try to like squish it down. It'll simplify the pixels while retaining as much of the image as it can, because it has all of that detail, but when you get to a certain size, you only have so many pixels to work with. With vector art, it's essentially, I think of it as like the 3D modeling version of 2D stuff, because it retains its shape, it retains its quality, no matter if you're like upscaling it or downscaling it. And yeah, so I thought that would be easier, and in some ways it was. Excuse me. I think meshing everything for live 2D made it a little bit excuse me. Made it a little bit easier. But I do like the more organic kind of painterly look of some people's models that I've seen. I even might eventually get into 3D modeling again to make a 3D model of myself. Or maybe I'll do like a 3D model of Queenie or something, because I have been thinking of making like an alter ego VTube model for days that I just feel like playing pretend. But yeah, so I guess to get started, I'll just work on refining this. So I want to go piece by piece, because that would be easiest for me. I forgot the reason why are you not? Everything breaks. Everything breaks. I don't understand. What do you mean no device connected? It's connected. You liar. What do you mean? What do you mean it's not connected? Oh dear. I mean, the HDMI is working. You're able to see the screen. What the hell? What the hell? I don't understand. HDMI is fine. Oh, why don't you think a device is connected? I should have. Driver is up to date. Huh. Sorry, give me a moment. Well, that's frustrating. God, I really have to like plan things out in order for them to work. Damn. This really is just a just chatting stream right now because I can't even use my freaking tablet. Oh, I'm frustrated. And why do I keep doing that? I'm not locked, am I? Is the camera just like lagging? Is that what it is? No. I don't understand. Guys, I broke it. Guys, I broke everything. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna be like mostly sitting here, so if I calibrate for here. Yes, yes. I think that works. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll give it the old college try. I still don't understand what's going on with my tablet. Give me a moment. I apologize. Let me try a different port first. I have this adapter. We'll try this. Because like I said, the HDMI cable is working just fine. I'm able to see the screen. And it's on, it is working. Let's try this. Oh. No. What's happening? I don't understand. I don't get it. Okay. It's updated. I'm a little embarrassed. I am a little embarrassed. What is happening? I don't get it. I don't understand. But guys, look at how pretty the model's gonna be. Fuck, man, that is annoying as crap. Yes? What's up? Come on. Come on, Bubba. What the hell? If I have to restart my laptop, then I have to end the stream, so, I'm trying to avoid that. Give me a moment. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, no, that didn't do anything though. That's the Wacom desktop center. I know there's another thing related. Display settings. There is a known error in communication with the display. Please return your tablet off and back on, then rerun this program. Okay. Off. Back on. Still says no device connected. Oh, please wait while we talk to your displays. Come on, come on, come on, come on. You can do it. You can do it. Motherfucker. God. I haven't had this issue before. I was literally... Why can't you see my device? Oh, this is frustrating. I am so sorry. Hi, Tiny. Why does my face keep freezing like that? I don't understand what's happening. Everything is broken. This is a bad omen. Oh, oh dear. Oh, don't fall, my love. Don't fall. I don't... Okay. 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 Just work with me here. Come on. You know you want to. How can the driver be up to date if you don't even know what driver I need? Because you don't know what device is plugged in. Huh? Riddle me that, Wacom. Riddle me that. Okay, I'm gonna do something controversial. Everything's unplugged. Okay. I would like to allow. Let me go into not Finder, settings. Be in devices, displays, Cintiq. Yeah. Okay. I'm at a loss. I don't know how to fix this. Accessibility. No. In general. Control center? I don't know. I don't know at this point. Okay. Hey Bim, welcome back. I'm having technical issues. Enjoy the lovely art that's on screen in the meantime. I'm so confused. Why don't you see my tablet? Cintiq. MacBook. I don't even know what Mac OS I have. How do I figure that out? Not technical issues. I know, it's the worst. The one thing I was supposed to do on this stream, I can't do. Let me see. What operating system do I have? I have 13.2.1. Welcome driver page. Downloading a driver, seeing if it helps. Downloading a driver, seeing if it helps. I don't know if it will help, but there's a cat in my lap and I'm happy. I agree. Install. Yep. Okay. We're writing files. Basically, my tablet is just a second monitor right now. Like, I have no actual drawing capabilities at the moment. Oh, great. Everything's frozen. Oh, no. Ah! Oh my fucking god. Things cannot get worse. Did it work before stream? I didn't test it before stream, and that's my fault. I was taking care of like some other things. I didn't get home until like 6:30 my time. I started stream at like 7:30. But I had to get my laundry out of the dryer. I had to call my insurance and make sure I was still covered because my mental health provider was like, hey, your insurance is no longer active. I'm like, the fuck it's not. So thankfully I got that sorted. But yeah, I should have tested to make sure this all worked because I haven't used it in weeks. I have a cat in my lap, so I'm happy. I'm not allowed to stress. What is that green? I can't move anything. Everything is frozen. I can tell, like, oh, insurance is fucky. Happy I don't have to deal with that. Yeah, well, not all of us can have universal health care like you, B-man. Even though we're one of the richest countries in the world. Oh god. But yeah, no, like I said, all of that luckily got sorted. I can't even switch scenes because my fucking laptop is frozen. I don't know how. I don't know what I would have to do or what I would do if I had to like shut down the stream for whatever reason. Oh. But hey, at least you guys have some cool art on the screen, and my VTube model is still kind of moving, so I'll take it, Oh, so glad you guys are back. Thank you for stopping by, even though everything is broken. She has no kill switch confirmed. No, I'm not Ethan Klein. I don't have a button I can push. Ugh. Though, I mean, I don't need one just yet, but like, yeah, if like if I just close my laptop, will it end the stream? I don't think so. I don't know. Give it 15 minutes. No, I swear. I mean, you technically just close the laptop. Yeah. I assume it actually would. I'm just being dramatic because everything is broken. Oh, me and technology, we do not get along. Not one bit. Oh, so how are you guys doing? How's the UK? Isn't it like, hold on, let me do math. Isn't it like 2 a.m. or something? 1 or 2 a.m.? Maybe even 3? Why are you up so late? Yes, I remembered the time difference, kind of. As someone who works in the tech industry, I apologize on behalf of us. Oh, no. If anything, alright, you just said tech, you didn't say tech support. Yeah, no, fuck you engineers making things more complicated for no reason. No, I'm kidding. Because I'm a grown-up and can't sleep right now. No, I felt that. I have the worst insomnia. Can I move my mouse yet? No. Everything's broken, guys! I can't move my mouse! I don't even know how the VTube model is still moving, in all honesty. Engineers design things that other engineers will appreciate. That's true. I feel like within your own industry, if you're like truly passionate about what you do leave behind or try to look for Easter eggs from other people in your field. Like I've been doing that recently with a lot of the like cartoons and animations that I watch. So because I went to school for computer animation, mostly for like 3D stuff. So like the most relevant example I can think of is like I think the end of season 1 or 2 of The Mandalorian is when Luke Skywalker is introduced on screen or whatever, and like you can tell that his face was like CGI'd onto the actor that was like filling in the body space. And like it was kind of ruined for me from school because I was like, oh, I can see all of the different layers that kind of are stacked on top of each other to get that effect, to make it look like he's actually on scene being filmed. So in one sense it's really cool because I get to like nerd out over things that I was already super interested in, but then at the same time it kind of ruins the experience for me because I can't watch. Yeah, forbidden knowledge ruined my experience. Like I know everything. I know, I've seen behind the curtain. Has been exposed. So there's pros and cons to it. It also plays into like that Dunning-Kruger effect where it's like when you start something, you're full of confidence, but you lack the knowledge, and then as you start gaining more knowledge, you start losing confidence because you can become overwhelmed. You start to digest just how much work everything requires, even if it seemed so simple before. So I'm kind of like at that upward slope part where like I'm learning more and I'm starting to get more confident because I'm starting to put my knowledge into practice. Clearly, I need more knowledge on how to set up a MacBook for streaming because oh my fucking god. Hold on, can I do anything? I can't, like, keyboard is locked. Oh, we're just gonna sit here and chat for a little bit, you know? We'll just sit and have a chat, I guess. Either till my boyfriend comes home or till I am absolutely fed up with this shit. I used 3D Max a long time ago. 3D art is insanely complicated, especially animation. You're fucking telling me, bro. I went to school for it for 2 years. And, like, not only... Okay, so 2 years doesn't sound like that much time, right? And compared to other art schools, it's really not. But the difference with the school that I went to is they just cram that 4-year education into the 2 years. So I'm getting the same amount of like work as what a normal traditional college would provide. But it's much faster. So there's pros and cons to that too. So I'm 23 with a master's degree, you know? So there's the pro in that sense. And then I have knowledge for like industry standard jobs, which is kind of my goal anyway, at least at the moment. But because I've kind of taken a break from all the 3D stuff, I recognize I'm really rusty, and I already struggled with 3D. Okay, like I was okay at blocking out models, getting like very basic forms and shapes and stuff to get the point across, but I never made it to the level of like super detailed full body model. I never got to the point of like rigging and texturing my own character. I have that capability. I have those resources where like if I spent the time, which I did, I have started a couple of projects trying to make a 3D model of my girl Queenie, but I haven't like finished her yet. So like I have a block out body of her with like the horns and tail and everything, but she doesn't have fingers. Same, I can only box model if that's still a thing. I think I know what you're talking about. I think we call it like hard surface, where it's like you just start with like cubes and like very fundamental 3D shapes to make something, if that's what you're talking about. Yes, and UV wrapping. Your UV mapping it was the bane of my existence. That was my least favorite part of the entire program. I don't understand UV wraps. Yeah. I don't understand UV wraps. Like I don't understand like cutting things, like, I understand it. I understand the basics of it. I just can't put it into practice because it's so much. It's so much. And if, like, anything is misaligned, it can throw off the entire look, or it can create, like, clipping textures, and I hate that, and it would just make me want to quit immediately. So, oh, that's why I have been kind of boxing myself into the 2D stuff recently, because it's what I have more knowledge in. It's what I want to do. Like, I want to do 2D animation, but I understand, like, 3D is now so integrated in the 2D animation industry because it's good for referencing, it's good for blocking out animations, it's good for, like, substituting animations at some times, because you know, I think of, like, the Scooby-Doo movies specifically. Like, there's one where I think they're on, like, a cruise or something, and there's a pirate ship that, a ghost pirate ship that's, like, chasing them down. So, there's a scene where, like, it's, like, flying past the screen. You can tell it's 3D, but it's stylized in such a way that it looks like it fits, you know? Yep, it's kind of easy to understand, but so hard to get right. I marvel at modern games where you see now distortion on textures. I swear. Yeah, no distortion. Yeah. Like, and it makes sense because they have a pipeline established, you know? Like, they have a system that works. So it's just kind of, then it turns into, like, a plug and play situation where, like, no matter what the character is, like some big hulking ogre versus, like, a petite elf girl, like, as long as you have those steps in place, the subjective changes are much easier to substitute for another. Oh yeah, texture scanning is also very helpful at times, especially for, like, background props, like something that you don't really need to spend a whole lot of time modeling and putting together. It's just like, here's the basic shape, here's the scan, project the scan onto the shape, and then you have your chest that's going to be in the background for aesthetic purposes. That I think I had a much easier time with, because I remember after I got my computer animation degree, before I got the master's degree, I was following, I think, not Polygon, it's a different guy, Blender Guru, I think. This guy who has a series on YouTube for modeling a donut in 3D. So I did this really cute like Dunkin' Donuts inspired spider donut. Yeah. Oh gosh. I think if you go to my Instagram, I think I have it posted there. Let me check real quick. Yes. Okay, it is the... You have to scroll a little bit. It's underneath my cat sketch. I did a little spider donut because I think it was close to Halloween, or I'd seen the Dunkin' Donuts, like, spider donut advertisement. So I was like, that'd be simple enough to recreate. So that's what I consider my first real fully finished, like, textured, and technically animated 3D model, because I have it, like, sliding into the scene from, like, out. That was probably part of the tutorial now that I think about it, but either way, yeah, like, it's not what I want to do necessarily, but having those skills opens up a huge window of opportunity as far as, like, jobs that I qualify for. So yeah, that's definitely something, like, I'm open to working for a video game studio if they will take me, and just, like, relearning the ropes. I learned Illustrator in a single day for the job that I currently have, and the person who hired me loves telling people this fact whenever he introduces me to anyone. He's like, yeah, this is Rosie, she learned Illustrator in the day for the job. Like, literally, because I had touched Illustrator, like, twice, before applying for this job, but that was back in high school, and it was literally like 2 separate days. And I just didn't understand the program. I had no knowledge of vector art at the time. So I looked up maybe like 2 or 3 tutorials. I had an art test that they needed me to do, and the rest is history. I passed. I got my job. I've been there for 2 years now. I want to learn Illustrator. I'm decent with Photoshop. I'm guessing you use Illustrator for your social icon. I did! Yeah. Because, yeah, like, the cool thing that I learned about vector art, and I think I mentioned this earlier. I don't know if you guys were in here yet. The thing about vector art, it's like the 3D of 2D illustration, if that makes sense. So with regular 2D illustration, at least digital illustration, if you take an image, no matter what size, if it's small and you're trying to make it big, it becomes pixelated to accommodate that extra space. And then the opposite is also true, where if you take a big image and try to shrink it down, it might be higher quality shrinking than if you were trying to stretch, but it still pixelates in a certain way because you have fewer pixels to work with than what the original image had. With vector art, it doesn't matter what size it is. You can start really small and then stretch it out, and it'll retain that smooth edge that you originally gave it. That's actually this model that I'm currently using is vectorized. So I took my chibi version sketch, which I would love to show you, but my mouse is fucking frozen. I took the sketch of this model into Illustrator, and then each body part is its own piece. Because I thought that would make it easier, and it did in a way. It made it easier to mesh and rig everything in Live 2D. But I don't want to do that with this current model that's on screen. I want to make it a little bit more painterly, a little bit more my style. This model I would consider like my work style. Like, this is what I draw at my job. I actually, oh my gosh, now that I think about it, we have like this one company, because like I work for a specific company, but that company is underneath in a bigger umbrella company. So the office that I work in technically has like 7 or 8 different companies all inside of it. They're all related, but like I don't know exactly how it works, how it's structured, but yeah. So each company has their own template, depending on what company I'm drawing a pin or a coin for. So there's one template where they actually have little like caricature headshots of artists that are making pins and stuff for that template. So I ended up making my own little, I don't know what happened. What is happening with my camera? Okay. But I made my own little like caricature sort of for the template. So I took that method and applied it to this basically. And then from Live 2D, that's why I say it's like the 3D of 2D, because you still have to deal with meshes and stuff like that, like giving the individual pieces like a skeleton to work with of sorts. But I don't have to worry about the UV texturing part of it, because that's the drawing, you know. But yeah. You used to do characters for work, right? I think I remember you used to where you used to work, and I want to say on the street. Oh yeah, no. I used to draw caricatures at Disney Springs. It wasn't specifically for Disney, but I say I used to work for Disney just because like that was what was at the bottom of my paper. That's where I was. I mostly worked at the resorts. So it was honestly so sad. I only worked on the weekends. They only scheduled me for 4 hours, even though technically I think I was allowed to come in earlier in the day and work for longer if I wanted to. but being a first time artist as a job, I did not have that confidence. Plus, like, the drive to and from work was already like almost an hour long. But yeah, depending on when I left, it could be longer just because, like, fucking Orlando traffic. Um, oh, your eyes are turning yellow. I just realized. Um, but yeah, so yeah, I used to draw caricatures at Disney, which was fun. I did enjoy it. I'll say I think I made the most money not even drawing a caricature for somebody's. There was like one night, we had like these like strips of scrap paper, that were, the intention was to use them to like either test your watercolors or markers or something. But I just started using them to like doodle random characters that I liked because one, I wasn't wasting the actual like product paper, like what like the actual character would go on, and then it also is kind of like a subtle way of advertising that I can draw well, because I'm trying to think. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. I drew on these little scraps of paper. I think it started with Kim Possible because there was one resort that I was drawing at where it had to have been like a manager or an employee or something because I heard it all the time. But I would be sitting there quietly waiting for customers to approach me because, again, your girl ain't got confidence. But I would hear the Kim Possible ringtone, like do-do-do-do, all the time. So, and actually now that I think about it, it might not have actually been Kim Possible. I think that jingle was like repurposed for something, but because I grew up with Kim Possible, that's what I always associated with. But either way, that's what started it. So I had like this little strip. I think it was Kim Possible, the Princess Anastasia, I think Lisa and Betty Boop. Oh, and May from Overwatch. I think that was the 5 characters that were on that strip. But going back to the story about how I made the most money. So, there were definitely a lot of nights where I would go in and not make any sales. Like, nobody would come up to me. I lacked the confidence to just, like, shout out, hey, do you want to get drawn? Because I don't like bothering people, especially if they're in a resort trying to go to their fucking hotel room. Like, why? If I had another artist there, I probably would have been more confident, but I was by myself. But anyway, like, there was one night where I had been working on one of these, like, scrap pieces of paper, and I did a line of Disney princesses. And a little girl had come by, and she was complimenting my work and was just super sweet. I think her dad was with her. I did try to pitch, but I don't think they went for a caricature. But I did end up giving the little girl the Disney princess strip because she really liked it. And I like making kids happy. So I think if I'm remembering correctly, like, they ended up going somewhere, probably like dinner or something. But they came back like an hour or two later, and saw I was still sitting there doing nothing. So the dad was like super, super sweet, and I got like a $200 tip, and it was like the craziest thing to like the craziest, sweetest thing to have happened to me while working there, because I was just like, oh my gosh, like I didn't even draw anything for you that night. Like, I was just kind of finishing up that strip. I think I had started it on a previous shift, and then I was just coloring it that one. But like, it was so like that meant so much to me. Still ended up leaving that job because I can't handle gig work. I don't think. He was probably thrilled that you made his daughter. I hope so. Like, that's always my goal, you know, with everything that I do, especially with my art, is I just want to make people feel things, whether it's positive or negative emotions. Like, I want you to feel something, you know, because art to me is so, it's so full of life. And I genuinely believe, like, when you draw something, especially like a character or something, you are creating a life. You are creating something that anyone can take and run wild with their imagination. Because I know that's how I started with art, you know? Like, I grew up watching a bunch of cartoons. She probably wouldn't stop talking about it at dinner. I hope so! Oh my gosh, that would make me so happy. Oh my god. Actually, now that I think about it, this was at the same resort too, I think. There was a different night where clearly I had been working because this girl came up to me and handed me a piece of paper, and she had been sketching me sketching. Like, it's you can tell it's from like behind me to the left a little bit. My arm is up, like actively moving. And she's got my easel and everything, and I still have that drawing. Like, it's taped up on my desk behind me. That's the first piece of, like, quote unquote fan art I've ever gotten from somebody. I think her name was Laura. Let me check real quick. Oh, sorry, Mama. I gotta pick you up for a sec. Give me 1 second. Yes. Oh my gosh. So, her name was Laura Smith. So, I don't think she's in here right now, but if Laura Smith ever finds my social media and my stream or my YouTube or whatever, thank you so much. Like, you made my night. That was so sweet of you. I still have your drawing. I will forever keep it. Like, that's like, that was always my dream. Like, in high school when I started, I was like, I want to make something or do something that causes a fan to make fan art. Like, that's my goal. Especially because I'm an artist who lacks the confidence to make fan art. Like, I've done a few pieces here and there, but I'm so afraid of, like, not doing justice to whatever IP I'm trying to make art of, that, like, I definitely, like, put off projects. But I've done like a Mario character, gender bend. I've drawn Corpse Husband. I don't think I ever posted that drawing, and I probably never will if I haven't. Because I don't like how it turned out. Oh, it makes me so sad. But I don't want to encourage or discourage other people from making fan art, because, you know, when you love something, you want to do whatever you can to show your love for it, you know? Like, it's like gift giving to me. Like, I'm usually pretty bad at, like, buying stuff for people, so, like, I'd rather make it. And usually it is just, like, a digital illustration, but it's a digital illustration that, like, you could set as your phone lock screen, or maybe turn into a sticker or a t-shirt or whatever. Stuff like that. Making is definitely better than buying, I agree. Because you spend time on it, you put effort into it when you make it, versus, like, oh, here's something that somebody else put time and effort into, and I just gave them money for it. It's not, I'm not saying that's wrong, obviously, but one, I think, definitely has more meaning than the other. I'm being attacked. You were asleep 2 minutes ago. I'm sorry for picking you up. Well, if nothing else, this will be interesting to, like, cut into a video maybe, or like a couple of shorts. We'll see. I'm so sad that nothing is working. Story time. Ow! Oh, if you want story times, I can keep going. Especially about art stuff. Ow, ow, ow. Ah! I'm being attacked. One moment. If you don't stop biting me, I'm gonna put you on the floor again. Ow! Damn, she is so cute and so small, but she has so much jaw strength. Ow! Thank you. The licking is better. I appreciate the licking. Oh, hold on. I actually have to like look up how to unfreeze my MacBook because I can't do shit. Command Option Escape. Let's see if that'll do anything. Nope. Take your time, restart if you have to. If I'm gonna restart my laptop, I'm just gonna end stream. I'd like to get a couple more minutes of talking in if possible. I'm being bitten. Let's see. I think what I will do, if I do turn this into a video, ow! I'll just like crop out the face cam area. My cat loves to chew on my toes. Can't say I love it as much as he does. Oh, tell me about it. Luckily, she hasn't attacked our feet as much. I mean, not what like when we're standing and walking around, yes, but like as far as like laying in bed, I remember I was taking care of a kitten for a little minute, who, when I was settling down for bed, if I even wiggled my toes, he was like on it. Ow! She likes to bite the soft part of my palm, which is the most painful. Okay. On the floor with you. Enough. I'm not a chew toy. What was I saying? What was I talking about? God, I have to have ADHD or something, bro. My brain is just all over the fucking place. That was part of, my, like, insurance shit earlier. I was, like, I've been, like, trying to get a new psychiatrist because the one that I was seeing before is no longer with, the service that I use. So, when I got the call today, they were like, yo, we can't do that because you don't have insurance that's active. So I had to spend a couple of minutes fixing that. But yeah, like I'm so scatterbrained. I have a lot of energy today though, so I'm trying to take advantage of that. But yeah. Trying to think of something interesting to talk about. Oh, would you be interested in hearing about my first experience? Well, I guess it wouldn't be my first experience, but like my most memorable experience with art theft. I think that would be a good story time. My boss has ADHD and was telling me about the symptoms. We matched 100%. Oh, they matched me 100%. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, so, okay, before I get into the story, before I spill the tea, I have to say, initially, I thought I had bipolar because when I was in middle school, we had to do like our first, it was our first experience with, encyclopedias. So we had to do like a research project using an encyclopedia. So somehow I landed on the topic of bipolar disorder. So I learned about the 4 different types, or at least the 4 different types at the time. I don't know if research has advanced since then, probably not. But, so yeah, for the longest time, I thought I had bipolar. So recently, after I started therapy and wanted to meet with a psychiatrist, I went in thinking like, oh, I probably have bipolar. Like, I need to be treated for bipolar. Come to find out, bipolar and ADHD present very, very similarly. So it's actually often difficult to diagnose between the two. So most doctors, as far as I'm aware, prefer not to jump into the ADHD route right away, at least with adults, because if it is bipolar and you're treating it with an ADHD stimulant medication, it can actually worsen your symptoms. I'm not a doctor, just to be clear. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. This is just information that I have been relayed. So Yeah, but after doing more research into how ADHD presents, I am starting to believe it's more likely. You're giving me medical advice, and I'm going to accept it and sue if it's wrong. You know what? Fair enough, fair enough. We do live in the most litigious nation, or at least I live in the most litigious nation in the world. I can't remember where everyone else is from. I know B-Man is in the UK. He's probably already passed out. Um, but yeah, so after doing more research, oh, you're in Pennsylvania. Cool, cool, cool. We are on the same coast. Um, but yeah, so as far as like mental health diagnosis, I'm definitely leaning more towards it being ADHD now. So as soon as I am able to get connected with a psychiatrist, I'm gonna start the process of figuring that out. Um, okay, I think I can go on to the story now. Okay, so very briefly, my actual first experience with art theft is honestly fairly tame, and it was my fault, even though I was like 11 or 12 years old at the time, so I really didn't have the knowledge. But I do recognize like the actions that I took if I was my age now. Um, I would consider it wrong. So, what I used to do, and funnily enough, I used another Adobe software at the time. I would take random pictures that I found either online or on YouTube or something, and I would take it into, I think it was called Firefly, either Fireworks or Firefly, but it was just a photo editing app, basically. So not as advanced as Photoshop, but you could add like color grades and noise filters and all the bits and bobs. Sorry, give me 1 second. And all that stuff. And I would post that to DeviantArt. And I got called out immediately. Like, people were like, this isn't your work. You're just like making it. Like, I'm pretty sure in my descriptions, I would say, like, I took this into whatever software and da 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 da. But, yeah, I was technically stealing other people's pictures and just, like, giving them a little veneer of sorts. So because I got so much backlash at the time, I immediately stopped doing that and just started like sketching not my own stuff. I would sketch things that I saw. So there was like a Facebook game that I used to play called Ovi Pets, which had really cool, honestly very furry coded artwork, and I would just like copy that. But yeah, so that was my actual first experience with art theft. Come we'll say if I was like 11 or 12, like 2 to 3 years later, I start high school. I went to a high school that I had to technically audition for because they had, okay. I have to vent for a second, okay? The system that I went to high school in was in Virginia. And I'm sure it's the same in different areas where like you have zones, you have school zones, you have bus zones. So depending on where you live, like your zip code or your neighborhood or however it works, you would be assigned a specific high school. In my area, even though the school that I auditioned to get into, I think was closer than any other school because of how the bus system was set up. I was zoned for another school that was farther away. Funnily enough, another side note, my first day of high school, I ended up getting on the wrong bus, because I didn't realize the bus stop that I was at had multiple buses going to multiple schools because it was a specialty bus stop. So me and my friend, from middle school, were at the same bus stop, and we ended up getting on the wrong bus together. Had to have, I think, our parents drive us to the correct school. I think her dad picked us up. But yeah, so I auditioned for this arts program, and yeah, so I went to Woodbridge Senior High School. And I made friends with this girl who was in my art program. We sat at the same table. There were two other girls too that I think I was also friendly with, but I can't remember their names and they're not really relevant to the story. But this girl that I made friends with, we were practically besties for the entire year. Up until the primal fear I'd feel when realizing I'm on the wrong. You're telling me, bro. You're telling me. I was like, because I think we had done like an orientation day, so I knew what the school looked like from the outside, but I don't think I remembered the route. So like we didn't realize until like we were coming up on the wrong school, and I was like, this isn't Woodbridge. Where are we? But yeah, so me and this girl were friends for pretty much the entire first year, up until our final project for the art class. And so like this was like supposed to be our quote unquote like magnum opus of the year, of our freshman year of high school. So I started like brainstorming ideas as soon as like the project was announced, and I settled on this one idea, which I'll tell you in a second. But I will say my friend was the first one to like vocalize her idea, even though I think it was like a week or two after everything was announced. Hey, gentle. She's tiny. Be gentle. I'm tiny. But yeah, so she had kind of vocalized her idea first, and it was like this big, the cat experience. Hey, she had like this big canvas, which I didn't even really see her working on it most of the time. I think I only really saw it once she was like adding the final touches. So her idea was like this big canvas, and she was just doing a galaxy scene. And to her credit, she was like using spray paints and stuff at home. It looked awesome. I will never like disparage somebody's work, especially if they're oh my god, my face. Whatever, I'm gonna ignore it for now. So she did like this cool like galaxy spray painting basically, and she was like adding stars as like the final touches. Keep in mind, we also shared a health class, which will be important in a second. So that was her idea. She did like this big galaxy painting. It looked great. And by the time I didn't announce it to like the entire class, but by the time I told our teacher what my project was going to be, I think she was already like halfway through with her project. I don't remember the timeline exactly. I'm mostly assuming, but either way, so like I said, she had a big single canvas galaxy painting. That's it. That's all I remember from her project. My project was a little bit smaller. I spread it across 4 different canvases that I think I had gotten from like Michael's or something. And I also had a galaxy background. So before I reveal more details, so she did a big galaxy painting on one canvas. I did a galaxy painting across 4 canvases. And because we shared a health class together, a couple of days after, either I think she saw me working on my project, or after I had like announced my project, like I just said what I was going to be doing, she confronted me outside of our health class and said I stole her idea. I want that to sink in for a second. She said I stole her idea. Her idea was a fucking galaxy on a canvas. Like, all credit, it looked great. But you can't copyright space, bitch. Like, if she had done like a specific galaxy, like a specific star sector or whatever, like, that's one thing. If I had done the exact same star sector, like, that's one thing. I will give you that. Bitch, when I tell you, my project across 4 canvases, the center of the 4 canvases where they meet was a giant eye. Not an eyeball, but it's just like an eye. Like an open eye. Inside the eye, I have an iris that is split like a yin-yang. So one side is more galaxy, the other side is a clock. And the little like circles, so like obviously in the clock half, there was a circle that had like a galaxy inside of it. And then on the galaxy half, there was a circle that had a clock in it. And in the background, I had stars, I had little stars, but I also had big circles that were also kind of supposed to be stars that were clocks. Like, it was. Yeah, it sounds hella thick with symbolism. It kind of was. Like, I don't know if I had some, like, underlying message intended underneath it, but yeah, it was supposed to be this really cool kind of surrealistic, like, painting, because 1, I loved drawing eyes at the time, 2, I loved galaxies at the time, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna combine these things, and I know, like, yin-yang is, like, the perfect symbol of balance, and that's what, you know, time and space, they're they're 2 halves of the same coin, that sort of thing. So, like, I had original elements in my painting. The galaxy itself was completely different from hers. I think she had like it had a glossy finish, but I think she had more like matte colors versus like my galaxy had a lot of metallics. I had a lot of metallic paint at the time, so I just wanted to use it. That's part 1 of this story, okay? That she accused me of theft. I was like, you're fucking crazy. We stopped kind of being friends after that. I don't even remember what our final scores were as far as like a grade. I don't care. I think my dad still has the canvases now that I think about it. So this funny thing happens after freshman year. There was a new high school built in the district. So that new high school, if he can find it, I'll tell him to send a picture and I'll post it on Instagram or something. But yeah, so they built this new high school, and the art program that was originally at the high school I was going to freshman year, that art program was moving to the new high school. So they gave us students the option of either transferring to the new school and transferring into the program, or staying at the current school and staying at Woodbridge and not being part of the program anymore. Which I don't know why they couldn't have had the same program at 2 different schools, because they had that with some other specialty programs that were like STEM related. But either way, maybe it was a funding thing, I don't fucking know. But either way, so she ends up moving to the new school. I stay at Woodbridge for my sophomore year. I take a digital art class. And yeah, like everything, like I completely forget about her for the next 2 years. Cause even like after my sophomore year, I ended up moving to Germany my junior year of high school, cause my mom was stationed over there. So I forget about this girl for 2 years, right? My senior year rolls around. I am moving back to the States because I want to get my driver's license. I want to get a job, all this stuff. There was like this weird, complicated thing, again, with the fucking school zoning thing. Even though I have a license and my own car, I can drive myself to school. They just wouldn't let me go back to Woodbridge, which sucked. Really, really sucked. I ended up going to that new school that they built with the art program. So I was able to like at least transfer back into the program. So my senior year, I'm taking an AP drawing class, which of the 2 AP art classes that I remember having the option of taking, I took AP probably like graphic design or something. I can't remember exactly, but it was like a slightly relaxed version compared to AP drawing. AP drawing, the standards for that class are so intense. Like, oh my god. Anyway, side note. But yeah, so I transferred to the new school. I transferred back into the art program. Who, come to find, who is in my art class? You want to guess? Any takers? Yeah, the fucking bitch from my freshman year. I'm sorry, that's rude. I shouldn't call her a bitch. My former friend from freshman year. So, one of the first Galaxy bitch, I like that. Galaxy girl, we'll call her Galaxy girl. One of the first projects that we get in this class, which actually was really cool. We walk in and there is this altar set up in the middle of the room. There is a deer skull. There's like a ceramic bust. Like all of these objects, they're painted white on a white sheet on a table in the middle of the room. The idea of the project was one aspect was for us to bring in our own like white object if we had one. So like me being a quirky nerd, I brought in my Funko Pop of Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas. So I set him up next to the deer skull. And we also had like these cool fake magnolias. So I think I stuck one in the eye of the deer skull. And then the next part of the project was to set up colored lights around the altar. So we had a magenta light, a cyan light, and a yellow light. So the way that the project was presented to us was we could either draw everything in black and white or draw everything in color. I'm an extra bitch. I like making things harder for myself when I don't need to. So I took... I had this big black piece of paper. We had white charcoal that we could use, so I grabbed some of that. And then I took these 2 pieces of pastel pink construction paper, and I cut one into a triangle. I left the other one in a square shape and just kind of like angled it like a rhombus. And I glued them into like 2 kind of like random spots on the page. This one is definitely on my Instagram. Let me see. You're gonna have to scroll for it if you want to see it. It is underneath my Purple Mountains painting and above my girl with bleeding eyeliner makeup shit. But yeah, so on the black piece of paper, I did the white charcoal of the skull and like part of Zero, I think. And then on the pink pieces of paper, I used chalk pastels to use colors. So I had like the magenta and cyan lights pointing at my area. So that's primarily the colors that I used. Hey, don't go under there. Don't go under there. So yeah, so I had like kind of an alternating thing going on where it's like color, black and white, color. And I was really proud of this. It's still one of my favorite things I have ever made. And again, I think it's one of those pieces that my dad has like stored away somewhere. But yeah, so, I think I'm like either halfway through the project or I'm already finished. Me and Galaxy Girl kind of like sit on opposite sides of the room. I don't know if that was intentional or not, because I don't think I even like actually recognized her right away, or if she recognized me. I have no idea. But we definitely were separated. What do I find but this girl? Okay, and I will say flat out, I never accused her of stealing my idea. I still don't accuse her of stealing my idea. I am fully of the belief that two separate people, can come up with the same idea simultaneously. Like, that's just a thing, you know? Like, humans have been doing that from since, like, the Chinese invented the fork, you know? But, the thing is, I look over, and this girl has her paper separated into quadrants. So, like, four sections. each opposite corner is either black and white or in color. And obviously, like, she has a different angle. She's not drawing exactly the same thing I'm drawing. But it's just like, nobody else in the class did that, to my knowledge. I looked around, everybody was doing black and white or color. Like, one or the other. I did not see anybody else doing both in the same project. And again, I did not accuse her of stealing. I would never accuse her of stealing. If she organically came to the same idea, then that just means great minds think alike, okay? Okay. I will just say that. But it was one of those things where it's like very ironic, where this person accused me of stealing her idea freshman year. And then senior year, because I said my idea out loud first, and then I look over, I see she's doing the same thing. It's like, is she? I never said she did. I would never accuse her of such a thing. But it's like, yeah, she definitely did an attempt to get back at you. And you know what? If she did, fair enough. You know? If that makes you feel better, if that helps you feel motivated to create cool art, by all means, I will be the villain in your story. It was just so ironic and so like, if she was intentionally stealing my idea, like, so hypocritical. Like, that is so petty. You wait 3 years to do that shit to me. Not that I think she ever thought we would see each other again. I definitely didn't think I would see her ever again. But it's one of those stories that I have that is just, like, so petty, so silly, that it's I just laugh now. I just think it's so funny. Oh, and you know, I've been through enough traumatic experiences since then that I have a greater appreciation for life now. And I you know, if she was malding for 3 years straight, oh, that would be so sad. That would be so sad. Imagine I made her so mad that she, like, stalked me for, like, 3 years just to like, she's like, anything I posted on social media, she, like, tried to, like, copy and make better. Can't sweat the small things. No, for real. Like, if you get caught up on, honestly, things that don't matter, you're just gonna end up being a very bitter, sad person. And I don't want to be a bitter, sad person. I already have enough shit to worry about. I have rent to pay. I have bills to pay. I have cats to feed. Like, I have to take care of myself and my health and all that shit. So I have much more important things to worry about. Like, and don't get me started on politics. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Excuse me. Like, it's the small shit. I appreciate the small things, and I don't sweat them, because I don't have the fucking time to. If I spend time on it, I stress myself the fuck out, and I can't focus on anything. I don't make new things, and it's a depressive cycle, you know? Like, it repeats and it intensifies if it goes unchecked, so. I have learned to roll with the punches. I'm learning to deal with the biting, because she's so sharp. Ow! Okay. But yeah, that's my little story time. Maybe I'll chop that part up, and instead of this, like, frozen screen, I'll like I said, I'll crop out, like, the face cam area, and I'll just put, like, a speed paint behind it or something. Maybe some, like, example photos if I have any. Because that's what I want to do with my YouTube, is not only the gameplay highlight videos and stuff, but also, like, I want to do art related things. I want to post animations. I want to post commentary videos. I might do some political stuff, but not right away, because I know that can, like, breed a toxic community, like, very quickly, so I'd rather put that off. I will make my viewpoints very obvious I am not shy about what I believe in, but I'm not gonna go like super ham because I know that can really alienate some viewers. And I'm a baby streamer. I gotta be what's the term? What am I looking for? Accessible to all audiences. You may attract some sour people with politics. Exactly. Like, I don't ever see myself being on the level of like Hasanabi or Denims or anything, but like even small political content creators, I go into their comment section and it's just like the most vile shit sometimes, even if they're on the same side politically. It's like you have woke scolds, you've got like crazy MAGA people. It's too much. It's too much. I'm not ready for that. Let me build up some confidence doing things that I enjoy first. But yeah, too much hate on both sides. I agree. I was definitely, I'll admit, I was like that kind of leftist that would like scream at my TV because I think people, I still do it, I'm not gonna lie. Not as often, but it's like, I'm wasting energy in the wrong areas, you know? Like, I went to my first protest this year. Oh my gosh, it was so cool. I made these stickers. They're in the shape of eggs, and the text says, when are these prices coming down? And I printed off, like, 60 of them. Got them cut, laminated some, not all. And then I went to this protest, and I just passed them out, you know? Because I actually got a sticker from somebody else, too, so clearly it was the right move. But it was nice. It was nice seeing people that share my beliefs out there fighting, or not fighting, but like, you know, like, what's the word? Advocating for the rights of others, you know? Like, that's so important to me. Especially because, like, a lot of my rights, especially in the state that I live in, are being taken from me. My strongest flex is still buying eggs in 2025. Oh, God, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. God, people are buying houses and I can't afford eggs. Ah. I'll make America great again, right? Dictator on day one. He wasn't lying. Oh, God, we're screwed. We're screwed. America isn't a democracy anymore. We're a dictatorship. We're an authoritarian regime. It's scary times. But yeah, so I'm taking life one day at a time. Clearly I have a lot left to learn if my shit's frozen like this and I still can't move my mouse. So, I bought a house almost 2 years ago. I can't afford an economic crash. Oh my God. Well, good for you for having a house. That's awesome. Congratulations. I'm still renting. I don't even want to, like, think about buying a house until I have, like, a job I actually like. I don't know if it's a good thing yet. We'll see. I mean, you know, the fact that you did it is already a huge step. But yeah, no, I felt that. I would love to have my own house where, like, I could do literally whatever the fuck I want in it. Paint walls, tear walls down, put new walls up, all that shit. But that's much further down the road. And I'm only 23. I'm turning 24 this month. I've got time. I have to remind myself, not on the keyboard! Ugh. My 10-pounder decided to hop up on the desk. That's what I did. Yeah. Oh my goodness, you're so big. Okay, the juxtaposition of having a kitten again versus a full-sized cat. My full-sized cat is almost 11 pounds. My kitten isn't even 2 pounds yet. When I pick her up and then pick him up right after, I feel like I'm lifting a dumbbell, which technically I am. Oh, he's not chonk. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. 14 pounds. You apparently got some room to grow. He loves butt pats, so if you hear thuds, that's what it is. Hey! Get off the trash can. Wow, 14 pounds. Yeah, no, Marcel is definitely, he definitely takes after his dad. Like, we saw, I think we've only seen pictures of Morris the father. Um, but he was a big boy too. He was, and but what's crazy though, his mom was this teeny tiny black cat. Like, I thought she was one of the kittens, just like a little bit older. No, that was his fucking mom. Like, how did you squeeze this chungus out of you? Obviously he was smaller at the time, but he's so big now. That poor thing. Oh my god. It makes me think, because I would like to be a mom someday. I'm obviously nowhere near ready for it right now. But, like, the fear I have of giving birth, bro. Oh my god. And I definitely have to move out of state, because if I am trying to have a baby and anything goes wrong, like, past the first trimester, I'm fucked. I am fucked right now. I'm already fucked if I get pregnant, because I have a form of birth control that, if I do get pregnant, I will literally die. So, that's why I thank the Lord every day I was born a man. You definitely got, the long end of the stick. I will give you that. Pun intended. No, there's definitely times where I'm like, I wish I was a man. I wish I didn't have to deal with woman things, particularly periods. You're very lucky you don't have to deal with that. Although, I have heard recently there is a male equivalent to periods. You just don't bleed. You still have, like, the hormonal bullshit that I deal with, but it's like you don't have to deal with any of the discharge. Oh man. Oh, humans are gross. If you think about it, they're gross. Oh. But it's all part of life, I suppose. Alright. It's been about 2 hours, I think. 1 hour 42. I think I'm gonna end stream. Probably better to be a cat and sleep all day and get fat. I agree. If I could be reincarnated as a cat, I definitely would. If I had the choice. I would say fuck being a human. It's too complicated. I don't even care if I'm a stray. I'll be able to catch a mouse and, like, sleep wherever the fuck I want. If I die, I die. I don't have to deal with the emotional turmoil. Oh gosh. Not that cats don't feel emotions. Like, obviously they do. It's crazy to me how much personality other animals have. Because, like, obviously as humans, like, we have these inflated egos and, like, very complex perception of the world. But, like, at the end of the day, we invent our own problems. Because we don't have a natural predator. I think most animals in the animal kingdom, even if they are an apex predator, like, there's always something hunting you down. There's always something, like threatening your existence. I'd be the cat that sleeps in a car engine and dies. I was thinking sleeping on a tire when it's cold and not realizing that the car is started and getting squished. That would be me. I would be that cat. But yeah. But yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna end stream here. I'm gonna try to figure out my laptop stuff. I'm just gonna, like, hard shut down a MacBook, cause that will definitely end stream. I'm nervous to just close the laptop. It was fun. Sorry, laptop crapped out. Me too. I'm sorry. My intention was to, like, actually be working on something, and talking, but at least I got the talking part through and you had a visual. Like I said, I'll definitely trim the VOD down, and probably just, like, take out the most important parts and just do, like a speed paint. And now you have content for a video. Exactly. Yeah. So I'll just do, like, a little speed paint, with my webcam just, like, kind of placed wherever. And yeah, keep an eye out for that. It might be a couple of weeks, couple of months. I am very behind on my Overwatch stuff. let alone other games that I want to edit. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, Bim. Thank you, B-Man, even though I'm sure you fell asleep long ago. And yeah, I will be streaming again on Saturday. It'll be another Overwatch day, most likely. But I think I am going to incorporate Wednesdays more often. So, around, we'll say 7:30 Eastern Standard Time for Wednesdays, just because like that gives me at least an hour to get home and get things set up, and take care of whatever I need to, eat dinner, all that. But yeah, I gotta go wrangle these cats. Thank you so much for stopping by. I am now going to push the button of death and see what happens.